For tonight's notes, again, we're going to be doing practice problems. So again, let's write practice on the top. And this is going to be page 7. So get your book out again. You're going to be doing 3 problems. The first problem you're going to be doing is on page 53, and that's going to be problem 1-99. So go ahead and do that problem. That problem says, calculate the missing angle measures in the diagrams below. So you definitely should have drawn the diagram. So this is A. So I have that, and then I have this line, and this line, and then they have little arrows right here. What do those arrows represent? And this line right here. I am given this is 75 degrees, and this is 85 degrees. Okay? So, we're definitely going to be using properties of parallel lines cut by transversal, because that's what we have. We have a set of parallel lines, and then we have some transversals. So, let's start out by looking at it this way and covering this up. Now I have 2 parallel lines cut by a transversal. From those notes, we can find all those missing angles. Vertical angles, that's 75. Alternate interior, 75. Again, vertical, 75, or corresponding. Then we will do 180 minus 75 because we have supplementary angles. 105, 105, 105, and 105. Once you have one angle, you can find all the rest. So then if you're looking at this set, I can cover that up, and then you find all the rest from here. Now I am not going to be doing that side because I just showed you how to do the other one. This is the exact same process, just with a different number. Okay? Now letter B looks like this. I picked 2 parallel lines right here. I know that because we have those symbols. And then I have a line going up like this, and then a line going up like this. Okay? And then I know that this is 30 degrees, and this is 110 degrees. Okay? So I'm going to start off with easy ones. I know vertical angles, so this is going to be 110. That's vertical, so I have 30. Now looking at this piece right here, I have supplementary angles. This has to be 70, and that has to be 70. Now, this is where it gets a little bit harder. Looking at right here, that's a triangle. By triangle angle sum theorem, you know that that has to equal 180 degrees. So I have 30 and 70, which means this one has to be 80. Then I can fill in the rest of these. Okay. And again, this is a little bit hard, but I'm going to show you using patty paper. And I have this angle right here, which is 100 degrees. Okay? Now, looking right here, I have parallel lines cut by this transversal. Now, I have this little other guy right here, but if I look at this and I slide it up, right here is a corresponding angle. Well, this part is 30. The whole thing has to be 100, which means this has to be 70. And from there, I have this 70. Supplementary, this is going to be an 80, and that's going to be an 80. And there we go, that one's done. If you have a question on that one, which I'm sure some of you do, go ahead and write it down underneath, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. The next problem you're going to be doing is problem 1-102. Go ahead and complete it. Now 1-102, it says this triangle is defined by some point. So I'm definitely going to start off with a coordinate plane. And I have 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And I'm going to label that A. B is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, that's a high one. B. Can't really see it. There we go. And then 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's C. I'm going to connect those to make the triangle. Okay. Now it says, which triangle below is the image of triangle ABC, rotated 90 degrees counterclockwise about the origin? So, this is a review from Integrated 1. You take your patty paper, you're going to trace your triangle, and I don't know if your teacher taught it the same way I do. If not, this is how I do it. I draw a cross on my origin, and then 90 degrees counterclockwise. Counterclockwise is this way. So I'm going to rotate that cross one time till it lines up with the origin again. Well, that's right there. And that's where your triangle goes. Now I'm going to just put some hard dots on my paper so I can see where it's going to land. And that's my triangle. I am not going to write down the, oh, that looks a little bit ugly, but that's okay. The points, you need to do that yourself. The final problem you're going to do tonight is problem 1-103. And there's multiple parts, obviously. There's 4 parts. It asks you to write and solve an equation or equations for each of the following problems. So go ahead and do so. Now when I'm going to go over this one, I am not going to be solving. I'm just going to be writing the equations given the information. So A, it says, in the last election, candidate C received 15,000 fewer votes than candidate B. Okay, so C equals B minus 15,000. Candidate B minus 15,000. If the total of 109,000 votes were cast, how many votes will candidate B receive? So that means candidate C plus candidate B equals 109,000. You need to solve that system. I am not going to be doing that. You can do that yourself. Letter B. The price of gourmet coffee beans at the corner market has increased 10% per year over the past several years. If the current cost is $14 per pound, what did a pound of gourmet coffee beans cost 2 years ago? Okay, so I know that it's increasing by 10%. That's what I know. So that's telling me I'm going to have a multiplier. And that multiplier is going to be 1.10 because I have 100%. I'm adding 10%, so 1.10 has to be my multiplier. Now, if it says it says if the current cost is $14, what did a pound of gourmet coffee beans cost 2 years ago? So, in order to figure out that, I would make a table. Say that this is this year, sorry, is $14. Then you have to go back 2 years, figure out what you need to do with that multiplier to get that number. Okay? C. Gage bought a new car for $29,000 to use while he is away at college. The car depreciates or decreases in value by 11% annually. If he plans to sell the car once he graduates in 4 years, what will be the value of the car? Well, I know the initial value is 29,000. So I'm going to have y equals 29,000 times that multiplier. And if I'm decreasing or depreciating, I'm going to have 100% minus that 11%, which is going to give me 89% or 0.89 to the x. To solve that one, you plug in a 4 and you're done. Letter D. Miss B and Miss D are writing problems for an algebra book. Miss B started with 10 problems already written, and she can write 6 problems an hour. So I'm going to say Miss B. She started with 10. I'm going to change that to an equal sign. Started with 10, and she can write 6 per hour. D has no problems written, but writes 10 problems per hour. So that's 0 plus 10 per hour. When will Miss D have the same number of problems written as Miss B? How many problems will they have each written? You just set those equal to each other and solve.